Welcome guys, this is Cat from Black Cat Design, and today this is what we're working on again. It's the IAV Stryker. We put details here on it, and then we also put a camera on the MG and some spikes down here. So let's get into the video. So I think first what we're going to do is we're going to come over here and we're going to add a new mesh. I'm just going to drag it out. I'm going to focus on it using Alt middle mouse. And next what we're going to do is we're going to go over here to the transform, bring this out to, I'm going to say maybe 3, yeah, and we're going to make this 0.5, or how about 0.7. We're going to make this 0.5 here. Actually, no, we'll keep that 1. And then we're going to put the cursor in the center. We're going to get cylinders. Press F9. I'm going to set the vertices to 64. And then we're going to rotate this 90 degrees. Scale this down to 0.2, and we're going to make this 1.5, or actually, yeah, we can just leave that at 1. We're going to bring it out some, and then we're going to duplicate it, bring it up on the y-axis, duplicate on the y-axis again, duplicate on the y-axis again, and duplicate on the y-axis again. Then we're going to select all 3 of these cylinders, press Ctrl J to join them. Then we're going to go to the cube, go to modifiers, go to Boolean, and then select the cylinders. And then we can delete the cylinders, and then we're going to bring it up here. Just right here. And maybe we'll put this up at 7.5. Bring it over 1. Yep. That looks good. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go into modifiers, new Boolean, and we're going to select the main body and let that become a Boolean. Next, what we want to do is we want to add a material. So let's add the material body main, or detail green main. Yeah, that looks good. So sorry, my blender's freezing. There we go. And then what we're going to do is we're going to duplicate it on the x-axis, bring it over here, and then we're going to rotate it 90 degrees, correct? I think on this, sorry, 180 degrees, I believe. Yes. And that is the first detail done. Well, almost done. Let's select both of them, press Ctrl J, and then set origin to geometry, and then we're going to rename it detail 1. And let's actually create a empty object called details. We're going to call this again side detail 1. And we're going to shift drag it up into the details empty game object. It's not really a game object, this isn't Unity. But next what we want to do is you want to shift select Alt A, or sorry, Shift C and then Alt A, and then let me look at the picture. Yes. Then what I was looking at the picture right here, this isn't really conformed enough. So what we're going to do is we're going to bring a cube up. We're going to stretch the cube just to there. Then we're going to go to our rotate tool and rotate it. I'd say that's good. And then we're going to up the height, maybe not the height, the y-axis. We're going to go back to our move tool. I'm going to set the orientation to local to move it down. I'm going to turn snapping off real quick. Boom. Bring that up. I'm going to turn snapping back on and set this back to global. Then what you want to do is you want to go to the main body, add a boolean, a modifier boolean, select the cube, and boom. Delete the cube, and the main body is like it should be. Now I think what we're going to do is we're going to go under and put some like bumps, you know, like I'll put an image on screen of what I mean real quick, and then yeah, so now what we want to do is we want to come up here. I'm going to drag this out because we're going to be editing this cube. Let's see, so this is, which way does this go? Nope. So that's 7 wide. So we're going to make this 7 wide. And we'll make it 2, I think is probably good. So let's drag it up here. We're going to grab the rotate tool, rotate it, that looks good, and then we're going to flatten it. Let's actually flatten it on the x-axis or z-axis. We're going to set to 0.3. Oh, that was not good at all, actually. Let's go back to the rotate tool, rotate it to that. I'm going to turn snapping off, Alt middle mouse, and I think maybe we'll actually set this to 0.1. Pull it back. And then what we're going to do is we're going to cursor to selected, and then we're going to get some a cone. Vertices, we're going to make that 64, or how about 48? And then we're going to rotate it 90 degrees on the x-axis, or no, 185. No, 155. That'd be good. No. Oh, you know what I think we'll do is we'll also go to the materials tab for this. Detail green main. And we're going to combine it with the main body. Actually, no. Gotta get the rotation first. So the rotation is -35. And we're going to go to the cone now. Set that as -35. Or wait, 135, correct? 160? Sorry guys, I'm trying to... Yeah, 140 looks good. And what we're going to do is we're going to move it over. Now we're going to put these together. And then what we're going to do is we're going to select the cube. I'm going to turn snapping on. Shift D on the x-axis. Shift D on the x-axis. Bring that into the center. And then we're going to select these. Just select them. And yeah, no, I think three bumps is good. This might not be like totally accurate, but I think that's good. So we're going to press Ctrl J to combine them. We're going to go to the modifier section, get a Boolean, select the main body, and that looks good. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go to the materials tab, get a detail green main, and that is looking good so far. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to go into the machine gun. We're going to Alt A into that. Well, also we're going to select these cones. We're going to set origin to geometry. I'm going to rename these to spikes and put it into details. And then what we're going to do is we're going to bring the cursor up onto the machine gun, and we're going to get a cylinder, rotate 90 degrees on the x-axis. We're going to scale it down to 0.5. Actually, we'll scale it down to 0.2. And we'll bring it over here. Turn snapping off. I'm going to size it down to 0.4. And what this is this is just going to be like a little camera type thing for it. And so now what we want to do is I'm going to get a modifier, get a Boolean, put it on the machine gun, and then what we're going to do is we're going to go to the materials tab, click new. I'm going to rename the material to camera, or how about MG Cam Mat 1, and we're going to make this, we're going to turn use nodes off, and we're going to make this a green color. We're going to darken the green, and then what we're going to do is we're going to press this plus up here, create a new material, and we're going to call it Cam, or how about MG Cam Lens, and we're going to make it a dark material. And we're going to go into edit mode, and we're going to select this face and go to MG Camera Lens and click assign. And as you can see, this side is dark and this side is green, and that is going to be the camera for the MG. And then we're going to go to the cylinder, we're going to rename it MG Cam, and I'm just going to shift and drag that into details. And I'm trying to figure out what I want to do now. It's looking pretty good for this episode. I'll probably decide on more details for the next one. But anyways, guys, this is Kat from Black Cat Design, and I will see you guys next time. Thank you for watching.